Beautiful day. Now, today, I did want to talk a little bit about Haze. Now, this is something that I learned recently, and when I say recently, lots of heroes here in this list. You can see their damage done. Now, this is, well, you can see a lot more, actually. You can see, like, DPS, bullet damage, bullets per sec, yada, yada, yada. But in this menu, there are certain heroes which I'll show you very soon when we get to them, they have these little icons here. So these, if you hold Alt, this talks about how your spirit power also amplifies these stats. So if you've ever had one of those really speedy grey talons in your game that also somehow shoots amazingly fast with just spirit power, this is why. This is why. With spirit power, your bullets per second goes up, that's your attack speed, and also your movement speed goes up, and this goes up pretty massively, and also as you level up you get faster and all that jazz. Now, for different heroes, and today's guide will be about Haze, one big thing for her is your ammo goes up, and this is a pretty massive one, because with Haze, building a Spirit Haze just makes not too much sense, but this will be something that applies to this hero specifically. Right. So let's go to the sandbox for Haze, because Haze is a really cool hero. It's actually, in my opinion, one of the best in the game, just for a lot of reasons. Low level, if you are in a fairly competitive game, but you're a Haze that is allowed to farm, Haze is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Now, her gun, a very rapid-fire gun. Now, when you've got 0 gear, she may feel a little bit underwhelming. Her skills to start things off. Sleep Dagger.
They will know what it feels.
This is one of the scariest lane abilities, actually. Make no mistake. If you are against a combo or anything like that, sleeping and then being able to get a big old double punch on your opponent, beautiful, beautiful. It can get you off to a right good start in the game. Her other abilities, you've got Smoke Bomb, meaning that you're invisible. Now, this doesn't mean you're actually unseeable. If somebody is close enough, as in within that red ring, they can start to get a little bit of a shimmer of you. So don't start just running around your opponent being like, ha 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 ha. That's not how it works. But it definitely can be a good, I'm going to run in to then do an ultimate, which we'll talk about soon. Her 3 is actually really cool. Once it's stacked up to max, you end up in a position where the more you hit your opponent, you see that spirit damage escalate. Now, the more ammo you have, the higher that number will get, basically. So the more hits, the better. So Haze is all about building a massive, fast-hitting machine. So some of the items just to start things off, or in fact, I'll talk about the ultimate. The ultimate as well. Initially, it'll start off pretty underwhelming. You'll see this. For an ultimate, that person stood in it the whole time wasn't the most devastating, and that's also with a 3 that's maxed out, but the higher it goes, the better. So some of the things here, more weapon damage, lower cooldown, targets hit per shot +1. She also gets an evasion chance, which is great, so she's even harder to kill when she's doing that, and also you can have life leech by that point as well. But Haze, not the strongest laner, but one that you have to respect because of the Sleep Dagger. And she also a giga late game player. A giga late game player. I'm going to talk about some of the things that Haze wants to go for early on. So this is a build that I believe I've published. Okay, I won't do it yet. Demu Haze. Bold and powerful. We'll just do that for now. Just so it's up there. So some of the things that I've talked about, she wants to fire fast. The faster you fire, the better. And I did start this off with saying, I'm just going to decline that for now, but I will be playing. Some of the things you want to start off with, rapid rounds, for sure. In fact, let me make sure I can buy these items. So, rapid fire speaks for itself. You just fire faster. And for a hero that wants to get that stacking debuff going, you do it. Extra stamina will apply the base health of +11%, which is nice. But what it also does, 1 extra stamina, more dashes about, extra stamina recovery, extra movement. But very importantly as well, 7% extra fire rate on top of it. So just from these 2 items, you've already got 16%. So if we check how fast we fire now compared to at the start, it is actually significantly quicker. Just with those 2 items. Sprint boots, I almost feel that this one's non-negotiable. Having a little bit of extra sprint speed when you're running about. Also, health regen is very good. Bit of extra health as well, and then a bit of extra weapon damage. Now, I've kind of muddled these up a little bit, but very often you can be looking at this as well. Now, I did talk about that spirit being a big deal for Haze. So this item over here, we've only got one spirit item, which gives you base 4 spirit power, 15% extra ammo, the bonus health, but then this gives you ammo per soul and spirit power per soul. Now, for a hero that really wants to be able to crank out a lot of shots, getting extra souls... In fact, I'm not even sure if it's doing it with this properly, but let me see if I can get over to the lane quickly. See if it works a little bit better, because getting that ammo going properly is amazing. So this works in a multitude of ways for you, but every time you're killing a mob, you'll be working on making that ammo count even bigger and more beautiful for yourself. So the extra spirit power, on top of getting the ammo back, is gorgeous for Haze. Now, I didn't even truly realize it before. Like, wait, why is my clip getting so much bigger? So just from one item being on me, I'm at like 40 now. Now that will obviously get higher and higher as you keep on denying. Also, every time you kill mobs, such as jungle creeps, they automatically count as giving you a soul, right? So that being up to 42, and it can get higher and higher, because these don't actually float up, the souls, but you can see that our clip is getting bigger and bigger. And for a hero that really wants to be able to have a big clip and really go ham on somebody, you're now talking about 45, whereas without it, in fact, that's still too, I think it's still lingering on my hero, but I was at like 27 or something. You know, it was pretty damn low. So Ammo Scavenger is actually an amazing item for you, especially when most of your arsenal, you won't be piling on the purple items. But again, Swift Striker, an amazing item. Bullet Resist being lower for you, kind of sucks, but more ammo, more fire rate, bigger stack. So you can see now that my ammo clip is going down, because that spirit power is lessening, right, that we gathered. But Ammo Scavenger, big deal. Now you fire really fast, getting big old fixation damage from here, which is a massive deal. So after you get Quicksilver Reload, you put it on your dagger, Ammo Scavenger, Bullet Lifesteal. This is kind of the sort of composition that you want around the laning stage. But you're doing big old damage, get to the end of the clip, another dagger. You're getting to a position now where you can actually kill people very easily on your own, but also restore your own life. And as you level up with all these items, which are... It's got the stats at the bottom, but then it's also got the base health. You got the 4 green items that you really, really, really want. And now, with Mystic Reach, which 18% ability range and bullet resist, kind of makes up for that Swift Striker earlier. So your bullet resist kind of gets nullified. But that will also make your ultimate a lot bigger. Now, if you want to see how much bigger, it says on the right of the stats there, which is definitely a decent thing for such a small cost, right? And also, again, the Spirit Power. 4 spirit power, making your mag a little bit bigger. Also decent. So it's always worth looking into your character initially, just seeing what is available. Now, this one might not seem as good as Swift Striker initially, but the briefly gain fire rate and move speed when one of your bullets hits an enemy hero, absolutely fantastic. So now you'll move faster, you'll fire faster, you'll deal a lot of damage. And all of a sudden, without really truly committing to anything, you're going to be in a position now when you can dart around in lane, you can kill mobs very easily, keep getting spirit power, keep getting a bigger clip, which is also a massive deal for you. So if you are a Haze that is jungling, running around creeping, but also you get into a fight, having that spirit power available from the ammo scav, so it gets up to 10 stacks, 30-second duration, it's actually, you're able to keep it up pretty consistently. That immediately, the 15% ammo plus the 20 spirit, which is 10 ammo alone, and then the 15% ammo, it's good. You're talking about a big clip already. And lots of these items will just be like, alright, we're rocking. So these are the kind of items that you really want. Withering Whip is just very good for being able to 1v1 people if you are feeling it. But if you want to farm more, getting into Ricochet, one of the most fun items in the game, honestly. Now, because your 3 is so powerful, that is one of the main things that makes Haze so damn strong. Ricochet means that your 3 will proc on everything. It will, and it also means that your ultimate will start really ramping up, even with just very, very basic item choices. Very basic. So this is kind of one of the ways that you really want to play with Haze, is more fire, the better. Ricochet also gives you fire rate, bonus health, yada, yada, yada. Now, some of the other items, Unstoppable is a big one. If you get Unstoppable, you chonk it with your ultimate, you're unstoppable, basically. Like, if you get into the real mix of things, use your 2, pop Unstoppable, jump in, ulti, you're going to have a wicked time, and people are going to die. And the thing is, if people want to counter you, like, if they truly want to counter you, they have to invest in Metal Skin. And not just one of them, like, quite a few of them have to invest in it. This is also kind of like a hidden gem here, Escalating Resilience. It is 14% weapon damage base, 14% weapon damage extra, 12%, so we're talking 28% weapon damage, and fire rate, but also, this will give you bullet resist as you're shooting. So, eventually, by the time you're probably getting here, you're talking, you'll have a flex slot, because if you don't, I don't know what your team's been doing. They've been letting you down massively. But that will give you a solid amount of bullet resist, especially with how fast you shoot. Like, that stacks up immediately. So that, being fire rate, weapon damage, is pretty damn equivalent to improved bullet armor. Pretty damn. But also damage as well. And I mean, it's just an amazing item. Amazing. Other things that you can think about afterwards, after getting this little juicy combo. Lucky Shot, very good. But if you feel like you need to punish your team, or team opposition wildly, getting Silencer going is also an amazing combo. So one thing I love with this hero, let me just make sure I get some flex slots. Put this on a button, this on a button. Now you'll you'll be smoke bombed, you'll run in, pop these, ulti, and honestly, you're going to be making a lot of people sad in the game. It's one of the juiciest combos that you can have. It really is. In terms of getting more damage done, Bullet Resist Shredder is very good. Now, this only applies when you deal spirit damage, so it won't bullet resist immediately, but once that first fixation tick kicks in, bullet resist will happen. Now, it's also a little bit of spirit power, bullet resist, bonus health, a decent low invest item, but realistically, I think you want to invest in some of these big dogs first. And then getting going, if we talk about like this kind of setup here, which it's pricey for sure, but when this is really going and you're online, you are an absolute beast. And Haze farms incredibly well. And without anything like Titanic Mag or anything like that, you've already got a very, very handsomely sized clip here that you can work with very solidly. Now I'm just going to level up all those abilities, just to give you a bit of an idea about how you can engage. Now, I did just use my Sleep Dagger, but emptying a clip on somebody, they're going to die. They're going to die real hard, and that isn't even truly where Haze excels. She's great in a team fight with the ulti. She's also great at being sneaky. If you do lock somebody down, getting them killed, and then you have the opportunity to just press 1 to reload your clip immediately as well. Just keep on going, keep on blasting. You can have a great time. Creep clearing as well. As I said, every time you kill a creep with the ammo scav, it'll give you an extra soul, or extra 2 souls actually, meaning your clip goes up. So people shouldn't be frowning at you for jungling too much, but everything else is just a bonus, really, from this point on. I don't overly recommend going too much into the green stuff, but I say that I love Leech. Inhibitor's great for just putting movement slow on everybody and making them deal less damage with your Ricochet and your ulti. Overall, Haze, an absolute top pick in my book. Now I'm going to get on some games, team. Some games this fine, fine morning. Now, leave sandbox.